Hey guys, I'm back. Long story short, I moved to another country, so it took several months to get my personal effects from my last house to my new house. So I got the day off from work. I decided to go out and get some new equipment, got a new mic, a little acoustic dampening kit. Figured I'd test it out. And what a better time to test it out than right after Trump has tweeted something out that just triggered the entire left-wing intelligentsia. And I was originally going to do one on the reaction that Joe Biden had to it, but then I went over to the Young Turks, and imagine my shock. The world's about to end.
Yesterday, those of us who prefer the world mushroom cloud free.
I thought that was on November 9th, 2016, John. Go ahead.
Had something to worry about. Donald Trump responded to a couple-day-old North Korean provocation in his usual manner.
I just want to stop you there, John. Think about what you just said. A North Korean provocation. Do you not think it's a problem that North Korea is trying to provoke pretty much every other country on Earth? I mean, specifically the United States, specifically Western nations, but do you think that's not a problem? Do you not see a problem with North Korea starving their people, killing political dissidents, threatening nuclear holocaust? I mean, do you not see a problem with that? No, you see a problem with Trump talking tough to them.
Via tweets. Tweeting this, and if you haven't already seen this, we swear he actually tweeted this. It seems made up, but it's true. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un just stated that the nuclear button is on his desk at all times. Will someone from his depleted and food-starved regime please inform him that I too have a capital letters nuclear button?
And why did you feel compelled to say capital letters nuclear button? I'm honestly curious. Is that because you're making fun of the fact that he emphasized the words nuclear button? But I mean, I suppose if you're going to nitpick everything, you might as well nitpick this as well.
But it is much bigger and more powerful one than his. And my button works. My capital button works.
Oh my God.
I am honestly so speechless right now. Like, this is the tweet. This is the action that you guys think is going to end it. It wasn't when, like, some journalist, when he was walking in the White House lawn, says, President Trump, are you going to use military action against North Korea? And he said, we'll see. No, it's a tweet where he's talking tough. It's just a tweet where he's shit-talking. This is the thing that you guys are freaking out about. And furthermore, he told the Iranian government when he made his speech at the UN that they're a rogue regime also. He said it to their faces, and you guys didn't freak out as much about a freaking tweet.
Okay. What do you say to a tweet like that?
Cenk, the last time Kim threatened Guam, the last time he threatened the United States, the last time he threatened South Korea, Mattis told him that the United States will turn North Korea into a small paragraph in the history books. Okay, so considering that, I don't think Kim's going to do anything.
Any other president, it would have been the biggest scandal of their administration by an order of magnitude.
The worst scandal, Cenk. Bill Clinton ordered a missile strike that hit the Chinese embassy in Belgrade. Okay, Reagan sold weapons to Iran. Bush started a $1 trillion war. Obama killed like hundreds of terrorists in, without due process and drone strikes. I don't have a problem with killing terrorists, but you're saying that this is the worst scandal a president's been in history. Never mind the fact that he's still embroiled in a, just a windmill-tilted scandal that you guys have created about Russian collusion. Come on, Cenk, get a grip.
It is 10 times crazier, no, 100 times crazier than the craziest thing Barack Obama ever did.
Cenk, that's literally the most ludicrous thing you've ever said. This is 100 times, no, 1,000 times worse than anything Barack Obama ever did. Come on, man. Like, seriously. We haven't dropped one bomb. We haven't fired one round. There's been no land invasion. There hasn't been a missile fired. Nobody's done anything, okay? This is just shit talk between two buffoons. That's all it is. It's just Trump knows that he's the thug in this situation, and he knows that Kim is a bully. And all Kim is doing is trying to push whatever little weight that he has around in just to show people that he's got a big dick too. But he doesn't. He doesn't, and Trump fucking knows that, which is why he's pushing him. All right? That's why he's pushing him, to show the rest of the world that we do not cower when a small rogue tyrant with some kind of Machiavellian scheme behind him tries to throw his fucking weight around.
So George Bush did worse things. He invaded Iraq, hundreds of thousands of people.
So it's the worst thing any president's ever done, but George Bush did worse things. Like, which one is it, Jack? Like, Jesus, are you even listening to yourself?
Died. But even George Bush knew that he was not that bright. That's why he would get the word of the day.
Oh, my Lord. God, Cenk, I didn't think it could get any worse. So George Bush was smart because he was stupid. Cenk. God, just like I said, just when I thought it couldn't get any worse, are you even listening to yourself? So, like, this is you trying to rationalize, like, people that you fucking hated, all right, being not as bad as Donald Trump, even though nothing's happened as a result of this. And nothing probably will happen, honestly. All right, Kim's not going to do anything. You think he's going to fire a nuclear weapon? He's not going to fire a nuke. Are you insane? Are you fucking insane? He's not stupid. Jesus, Cenk, get a grip.
And sometimes he'd accidentally tell you, and sometimes he'd get it wrong, and then he'd be embarrassed, right?
But he wanted to learn.
Right, he wanted to learn, and he knew that he wasn't that bright. I remember one time he came out and said, now, they disassembled. That means to lie, right? No, that means to take apart. Okay. But he was embarrassed by that, right?
It's the truth.
None of you believe that George Bush was an honest man. None of you people believe that, all right? This is so rich. I really would have loved to have seen you guys be this empathetic towards Bush while he was the president.
So, but Trump is not bright enough to realize how stupid he is.
Cenk, it is obvious that you are so just out of touch that you can't recognize the fact that Trump is not intelligent. He's cunning, okay? He is shrewd. And there is a massive difference between having a high intelligence quotient and being ruthless and shrewd, which is what a businessman generally is, okay? He absolutely, I can't believe I'm saying this. He absolutely knows he's not a fucking genius. But what he does know is that he's like an Arab trader, okay? He is just completely ruthless. And he is shrewd and he knows people. He knows how to manipulate people, which is why you're about to just react in a really cringy way to, I guess, try and drum up your audience a little bit, but it's not. It just comes off as really weird and, again, cringy. But he's got you worked up into a frenzy, and I've been saying this for months. Trump literally has his hand shoved up the media's ass, and he is working their mouths like a puppet. It is just delightful to see. It's amazing to see just the outrage that you guys have over his every single move and tweet.
So he puts that tweet out like, I got him, my button's bigger. You know what I'm saying? My hands are big, my button is big, much bigger than his, and it definitely works. Everybody will tell you, there's no problems down there.
Yeah, you guys really look like you're terrified about a nuclear holocaust right now.
He said that during a debate, remember? Yeah. About his actual genitalia.
Yeah, that's a bit rich coming from you, Cenk, all right, in lieu of recent events. I mean, God, look at your face. You're just completely fucking outraged by this. Oh, his genitalia. Who cares? And he didn't even bring that up, did he? All right, wasn't that somebody else? Wasn't that like Marco Rubio who brought up the fact that he's got like little hands? He had to defend himself, Cenk. It was just really cringy when he did it.
Okay. We have an international button measuring contest going on right now, but it wasn't just the size of it. He said, and it definitely works. I know that this has nothing to do with the nuclear policy, and it's a personal thing. A lot of people across the country suffer from it, but it doesn't work. That much comes through here.
It's jokes like this that make me realize that people actually have to defend the way that Trump acts. Because as much as you say that he acts like a child, you guys are professional journalists, or you claim to be professional journalists, but this is the kind of shit that you talk on your show. Like making jokes about erectile dysfunction. I don't think that's what he was alluding to, but this is the kind of like motif that you think that he's getting at. Like, I'm sorry I put you guys through that last little clip, but it's so cringy, and it just shows you how intellectually lazy these guys are.
And I just think, like, it's one thing I know conservatives are gonna be like, look at libs. They're getting so emotional about the possibility of millions of people being incinerated.
Well, that's a bit fucking rich, John, on 2 counts. Number 1, that you claim that it's liberals who are saying this. There are no liberals in the United States. Number 2, that they're concerned about millions of people being incinerated and that Trump's not. Okay, I think Trump is, number 1. Number 2, I think you're discounting the fact that it's Kim who's actually acting like he doesn't care that millions of people are going to get incinerated. All right, Trump actually does. That's why he's shit-talking back to this fool.
But imagine if you were one, like, I'll try to appeal to conservatives. Imagine if you're one of the thousands of American servicemen and women currently stationed in South Korea.
Yeah, I like the implication there, John, that liberals don't give a shit about service members.
Or even in Japan, and you're close to the DMZ, and you are already deathly afraid every day of the possibility of war breaking out, because you know that within hours, hundreds of thousands of people could likely die, and that's without nuclear weapons. But now you read a tweet, it pops up on your feed, because maybe you like Trump, maybe you voted for Trump, and he's threatening to launch nukes at a nuclear-equipped madman, another nuclear-equipped madman.
John, I don't want to read too much into the philosophical depth or veiled meanings behind Trump's tweets, but that was not a threat. That was him reminding Kim that he also has nuclear weapons, that he also has a button, and that both his button and nuclear weapons work. So if Kim decides that he wants to become an insane nuclear madman like you've just fucking stated and fire a nuclear weapon, we will react in kind.
How do you think that those service people feel every day wondering if they will be obliterated like that because of what this man-child is talking about on Twitter?
Well, why don't you ask them, John? Oh, wait, that's right. I forgot. Liberals don't like service members.
No, we got to go to the Mike Allen story from Axios. So he's got an insider at the White House saying, quote, every war in history was an accident.
And his credibility shot from the word go. Every war in history was an accident. That's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard. There are too many examples to cite. I'm not even going to get into it. This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. But go on, let's hear what he had to say.
But here's where it gets devastating. You just don't know what's going to send him over the edge. That's someone who works inside the White House saying, you guys don't understand. This guy, he could literally push the button. You don't know what's going to send him over the edge. We're on the brink of nuclear war and you don't get it. Here's more. And advisors say we are in a hair trigger environment and this is potentially a shooting war with nuclear risk. It's people next to Trump.
Doubtful.
Trying to tell the rest of the country, the rest of the world, and those service members and the poor South Koreans that are in the firing line, you guys aren't getting it. You think he's crazy and stupid. You have no idea how crazy and stupid he is. And he's sitting there having conversations about whether we should nuke people.
Cenk, that is the most ridiculous straw man I've ever heard. He's never said we're going to nuke North Korea. He's never said we're thinking about nuking North Korea. Nobody's even mentioned the fact that he's had conversations about nuking other countries. Why would you say something like that?
He won't listen to anyone. He's not listening to intelligence advisors. He's not listening to the experts.
And you base this intellectual assessment off of 2 or 3 White House staffers who say this. Fascinating, Cenk. Continue on.
But as much as cable news has derided Trump, they still don't get it. I see them and I see smart people. I saw it yesterday on TV trying to analyze his strategy. There is no strategy.
Cenk, I'm going to go ahead and end it right here and remind you that the man that Trump has put in charge of the Pentagon, the man who is overseeing military operations, U.S. military operations worldwide, okay, is a man to whom Trump has delegated all authority when it comes to military action. And the man who is in charge of that military action, the man who is at the helm of the Defense Department, is the greatest Western military intellectual in the past 100 years, very likely in U.S. history. He's going to go down as one of the greatest military thinkers in the history of mankind. He is the one who's in charge. You think that Trump doesn't talk to him daily. You think that Trump doesn't talk to John Kelly daily. John Kelly and Mattis being good friends. Like John Kelly and General Joe Dunford, who's the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, like those three are like really good friends. You think he doesn't talk to them, you think they don't have a strategy. You are a fucking fool. You're just absolutely ridiculous, and obviously this isn't going to end. There's a few more minutes to this video. I'm not going to pain my way through it. I've already pained my way through this much, so hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know how the audio is, and I hope to make a few more videos. I've got some work that I've got to do that's going to take me out of the loop again for a little while, but I'll try and keep some in, and hopefully I'll see you guys soon. Keep up with me on Twitter, and check out my main channel, Orwell's Ghost. I'm going to change this one to Orwell's Goon. So if you guys like it, like and share, and let me know what you think. Take care.